Today we're in Chimacum, Washington, which is near Port Hadlock, just south of Port Townsend, and we're working on a water heater. What I wanted to do is just show you how to check your thermostats and check your heating element. So let's go do that. This one's a Suburban water heater. What we've done is we've taken the 3 screws off this burn deflector. We've taken the gas valve off. On this side, we've got the breaker off. On this side, we have this is the AC side on your Suburban. This is the DC side on your Suburban. You have a junction box on the other side of this corner right here where your 120 is going to tie in to your water heater. It's going to go down through the switch that's down here. Okay, this means on-off switch. It's going to leave that on-off switch, go through these 2 thermostats, and then leave the thermostat, and it's going to be down here to your heating element. Okay, and so we can wiggle this wire down the bottom down here for your heating element, and you'll see that he's coming from this guy right here. Okay, and then if I were to pull the switch out, it's going to be coming from this guy right here. The goal is to make it through these 2 thermostats. So think of these as switches, not unlike a light switch. The only difference is they get switched based off of temperature, not you flipping your switch. This one up on the top with a push button, we would call that the ECO, the energy cutoff or emergency cutoff, okay? So he trips out at about 180 degrees. This bottom one is your everyday thermostat. He trips off at closer to 130, 140 degrees. So this is the one that's going to do the work frequently throughout the day, on, off, on, off, on, off, on, off, on, off, on, off, on, off. So this guy here is always turning himself on and off based off of the temperature. That right there that you hear me tapping on, that's the side of the tank. Okay, it's a metal tank. A Suburban is a metal tank. It's a metal tank, and that's why you need this anode rod in it, because the anode rod is going to sacrifice itself because you don't want your metal tank to rust. This guy here is doing the heavy lifting. Then he goes through this wire right here, bonding himself to this ECO. So basically, I'm going to use 130 as my number. So basically, the thermostat's turning itself on at 130, off at, I think, 115. I could verify that, but you could look it up. The point is, this thermostat's doing the heavy lifting. He's the one that's turning himself on and off all the time. This is your ECO. If for some reason this one should fail, this is your backup. And if it gets way too hot, then he turns himself off. If he fails, then you have your pop-off valve. And here you have 210 degrees. If it gets to 210 degrees, then the water's going to drain out of this, so you don't have an explosion. Point is, this is your AC side. This is a duplication. It's your DC side. Okay? This is the DC thermostat. This is your DC ECO. This is your AC thermostat. This is your AC ECO. Okay? Circuit's got to make it through both of these switches to get back down. On the AC side, I'm going to go through my junction box, through my switch, through my thermostat, up the wire, through my ECO, back down to the electric heating element. And that's where my journey stops. If you're on the DC side, you're going to go through your switch on the inside. That's where the 12 volts enters a circuit. I'm going to go through, so 12 volts is sitting on the switch on the inside. I flip my switch on the inside. It's going to come back down to me. It's going to go through my thermostat, same thermostat as here, up this wire, through my ECO, back into here, and then over who knows where. I haven't looked in the back of this thing. There's this little yellow looking, manila colored deck of cards size thing. And if you want to see if all this is working and all you want to do is get on the inside, you verify 12 volts on the red wire feeding that little box. And that is your igniter. And then what that's going to do is basically energize this wire right here and create a spark. Okay? Now, to test these things, you get your meter, and you're going to put your meter in ohms. We're going to read ohms. Now watch the number. Right now I'm open loop. OL is open loop. There, because here's my end, right? I'm open loop. So when I touch these 2 together, I have 0 ohms. There's absolutely no resistance going through these 2 pieces of metal touching each other and the wire connected to my meter. 0 ohms right there, okay? So if I wanted to check this, I need to check it on the wire side, not on the side opposite the wire, because I need my circuit to go through the switch, down my wire, through the switch, and pick up on the other wire. So I'm going to touch the top and the bottom, and I have 0.1 ohms, which is basically, there it is, it's 0 ohms. So that means that the water heater is trying to heat. The thermostat is basically calling for heat. The ECO is closed, and the thermostat is closed. Now over here, I'm going to check on the DC side, top wire, bottom wire, 0 ohms. Therefore, this wire is bounded to this wire through these 2 switches. Okay, so therefore, the ECO is not tripped, he's closed, and the thermostat is closed, and allowing the circuit to flow, allowing power to flow. Down here on your heating element, do Ohm's law. Most heating elements, I've done this enough times to just look for 10 ohms of resistance. So we're going to touch, you have to take a wire off, pick one. I just took him off. And I'm going to touch that screw there. I'm going to touch this screw here. And well, here, let's not touch the screws. I want to actually touch the metal part. It is not the screws. There, I have 10.2 ohms. So there's some resistance going through that heating element, and if we use Ohm's law, we see that 10.2 ohms at 120 volts gives us so many watts. And so if I do a heating element and I test it right here, and I get 10 ohms, that's telling me the heating element is fine. I do not need to pull that heating element out because 10 ohms is the amount of resistance that I need to get on that wattage heating element, okay? So that concludes what I wanted to talk about on this. And you know what they say, happy campers say my RV works. If this was helpful, you do give us a thumb up.